Hi, this is me, Nicole. Thank you for joining us for another Talk It Out Tuesday. Today, we're going to be talking about media and branding. So this is very important when it comes to your business. And we have Miss Brianna Washington with us today, and she's with Black Market Media, and she's going to give us all the ins and outs about how to better brand your business, especially during a time of Corona. This is definitely important if you have a business, how to continue to brand your business. And if you're just going into business, this will definitely be able to just help you get started and get a better understanding of what it is that you need to do and why it's so important. Thank you all that tuned in last week. As always, I really appreciate you all listening in. Last week we had Miss Kim Mays with State Farm, and she told us all about insurance. So I have continued to get good feedback about that. So thank you, Kim, for joining me on last week. And this week we'll go ahead and get started. Miss Brianna, I ended up meeting Brianna off of Nextdoor. I was in search personally for myself and my business for someone to help me with social media, help me with media, help me with marketing, and how to better market my business to reach those clients that I have not been able to reach yet. And Brianna came as a recommendation. And it has been a joy just getting to know her thus far and her business as well. So I definitely look forward to working with her. And I know that you all are going to learn a lot today on media and branding. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll let Brianna introduce herself and tell us about her business and how she got started and why she's interested in media and branding.
Thank you so much, Mina. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing me onto your show. It's definitely been awesome to get to know you and learn more about your business. But just a little bit about me. Again, my name is Brianna Washington. I am the founder and art director of Black Market Media, which is the voice of the innovative underground. So in the past, we focused pretty much on everything when it came to digital marketing and offering marketing sales solutions. But we've since then streamlined our operations to focusing solely on unique video content production and broadcasting.
Okay, great. And what inspired you to create your own firm?
Well, I mean, when I first started making media, I was actually in high school, and that was about 6 or 7 years ago. And I fell in love with the process of making media and just having that creative aspect of things. So when I went on to college, while studying as an undergrad, studying film and video over at Georgia State, I was hesitant to work in the film industry as a student. I quickly learned that maintaining your film industry resume was a full-time job, and saying no to gigs because of school wasn't an option. So I sought ways to utilize my degree and gain some experience in a more corporate setting, and ended up falling in love with the media creativity needed to be successful in marketing. So after several internships, refining my eye for tailoring media to display a business's brand and strengths, I began my company alone and freelanced for several different businesses before growing my own team.
Okay, awesome. That is so inspiring and encouraging to hear for those younger viewers out there that's, maybe hesitant about starting their own business. There's no real playbook for starting a business, but it's kind of just, you just got to step out there and do it. And there's a lot of guides to help you along the way. So kudos to you for stepping out and creating your own brand. And I know right now, due to Corona, there's a lot of businesses that are being impacted. And these are businesses that are brick and mortar businesses like mine, as well as maybe at-home businesses or businesses that are virtual. So how has the Corona pandemic affected your business, if at all?
Oh, I mean, for sure. I don't think there was any way to escape the impact of COVID-19 or the coronavirus. So the biggest impact I've seen was that it touched nearly all of my clients. It definitely diminished their ability to bring in consistent revenue if they were able to stay operational at all. So their ability to do business is thus affected mine. And gigs with these types of businesses have become more inconsistent for myself. But I kind of look at it as a blessing and a curse. On the positive side, COVID-19 has allowed me to switch gears and focus on refining the core of my business and becoming more intentional with the path that I paved for us as a business moving forward. So there have been so many professional and personal projects and initiatives I never got around to before that I'm finally finding the time to accomplish now, such as mapping out a long-term plan for my company and refocusing on what immediate steps can be taken to get there.
That's awesome. And I think a lot of businesses and individuals can relate to you. I personally, myself can as well, because I've been doing the same thing, just trying to improve my business processes. I've had time to decorate my house. I've had time to do my yard. So this has definitely been a blessing. I know for some, they've lost loved ones, and my heart definitely goes out to them. And the best thing to do is just to use this downtime, if you will, to just improve upon yourself, improve upon your business. And one of the things that I've been improving upon, which is what we're going to kind of touch on today, is how to better brand my business, how to better market my business. And for me, during this time, I've really began to understand how social media works. And I really enjoy seeing how it's being utilized to just grow different businesses. And right now, just going forward, and into this new normal, why is media, branding, and even social media so important to the life of businesses, and as businesses continue to navigate through this coronavirus pandemic?
Excellent points. I mean, what's so important about media branding right now with COVID-19 is, like you mentioned before, it especially affected brick and mortar businesses that were used to focusing all their operations and their processes to physical aspects of their business. But since then, everyone, if they weren't already on the digital platforms, have been forced to move that way and refocus all of their efforts into how they can improve in that sense. So things like word of mouth and foot traffic marketing can no longer be used as a primary source of finding new business, and offering products and services purely at your place of business is no longer an option. So we're all focusing or rather being forced to adapt our focus and our efforts to where our audience is now focused as well, which would be online platforms. So social media can be a really powerful tool in that sense. It's largely a free marketing opportunity that houses a now captive audience just waiting to be engaged with. So even if you're still transitioning to offering online services, now is the best time to leverage social media to grow your audience and capture new prospects that could be clients whenever your services are ready to go.
Awesome.
Oh, sorry, I was just
No.
going to say.
That's okay, go ahead.
It's a great time to just get in the habit of repurposing old content as well, that you might have stocked up that maybe you never got around to posting, or you've already used it before. It's just a good way to practice extending that longevity of how you use all of your content. You know, if people enjoyed it before, they'll definitely enjoy it now. So just a great way to repurpose old content, share it online, and focus on building out new marketing campaigns to keep your audience consistently engaged with in an intentional way.
And that was kind of my next question. So that leads into the next segment. Basically, why is having a marketing strategy or media strategy or even a branding strategy important for a lot of businesses? Because I see a lot of businesses that's just out here. They kind of have no plan, no format, no logo. It's just, hey, I'm a business. This is my business name. Let's go. So why are those components important to just getting your business noticed by other people?
I mean, good points. While creating a business is a great first step, it should be every business's goal to evoke the same level of emotive recognition out of their audience as brands like Nike, McDonald's, and Disney do. So good marketing is how you're going to get there. A sale doesn't necessarily start when you have a client swiping their card or drawing up a contract with you, but rather the moment someone learns about your business. That moment is a key opportunity to influence them to want to learn more about you and show why you have a product that's so great they should tell their friends. Marketing is just as much what people say about you as what you have to say about yourself. So regardless of the source or the opinion, every marketer is selling something, and establishing a strong brand awareness so that your company's reputation speaks for itself, even if it's just in a niche, is a powerful tool that will have your product selling themselves.
And that's a good point that you mentioned as well too, that the sale doesn't start once they come into your business. So there's something that has to drive them into your business. And the sale starts from a Google search, you know, or maybe a word of mouth. You know, how is that person selling your business? How are you advertising your business? And for me, having an event center, there's a million event centers out here, but I really appreciate and just take pride into when I talk to the people that actually come into the door, because coming into the door is a challenge, that they say that my presentation that they've seen online is great so far. So there is no real hard selling that we have to do, because a lot of times once they see what we have available online or on social media, they're pretty much sold on our product. So that's a great point that you mentioned as well too. And hopefully people would get that my selling, if you will, needs to start before they actually come to sign a contract.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more.
And I know over the past, well, since I started Elegant Occasions Event Center about 6 years ago. When I first started, it was a lot of the grassroots marketing because that's all I was really familiar with. So that was putting flyers out, that was putting the little yard signs out on the corners, hey, Elegant Occasions Event Center, word of mouth, of course, Google, and just really trying to do email campaigns as well. So that was kind of how I started getting my clients. But as my business has evolved, I've seen that the needs of media and marketing has evolved as well too. So what are some of the changes that you've seen in the industry since you maybe started to now when it comes to media and branding?
Well, I couldn't agree more. I think in the past that most businesses found a lot of success with using stuff like bandit signs and anything they could get out there to people in their local area just to see something about them face to face when they're taking a stroll through their neighborhood or going for to get something to eat, get some coffee, anything like that. In the past, I also saw that it was really common to see advertising dollars being focused on getting entertaining and educational content distributed on major networks or crowd jars such as a Super Bowl or interstate billboards, anything that's really big that tends to garner a lot of attention. But a lot of that energy is now being switched because the barriers to entry for marketing on a really large scale has changed. So now small businesses and entrepreneurs can have the same affordable access to large platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Hulu, a lot of digital and online platforms that get the same kind of numbers, the same kind of attention, the same draw as things on TV would back in the day. And the distribution method hasn't changed the media we use, such as videos, virtual ads, but it has changed how we use it, such as the size, the length, or even the creation method. A lot of businesses are starting to adapt to these little pop-up social media apps like TikTok that will have their own kind of style to how videos tend to be put on there because of the tools that they give you on that to create those videos. So now a lot of people, a lot of business owners or even just professionals in their field are making TikTok style video shorts with entertaining music and dancing to convey important information such as healthy habits or life tips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and TikTok is funny you mention that because I had another guest on the show mention that that's how he's basically advertising his ministry as well through TikTok. And I really haven't heard much of it until this whole quarantine started. Mm-hmm. There were people dancing and stuff, but I didn't think of it as to be used for business. So that's a great advantage of it too. And even with coming into starting my own business and talking to other event center owners, my goal was to be at the point where I didn't have to advertise anymore and I could just go by word of mouth. But I don't think there isn't any such thing as not advertising. Like, you still have to advertise because you want to be able to get new clients and new business. And I understand that social media is a way to do that. Marketing and branding is a way to do that. And why is that just so important to a business owner for the survival and the continued growth of their business?
Well, I mean, to put things in perspective, because I completely agree with you, it's hard to keep up with all the new trends and changes when it comes to the social media landscape. But since marketing keeps evolving, we have to keep in mind that we have to evolve with it. So while we might have been used to focusing on more costly methods of advertising in the past, whether that be focusing on getting those big ads out there or the physical bandit signs, whatever the case might be, the beauty of social media is that it's, like I said, it's breaking down those barriers to entry and making it a lot more accessible, a lot more affordable for businesses like us to leverage it. And also just opening up some new opportunities when it comes to the type of content that we're putting out there. So one cool change has been recently, digital media broadcasters such as Hulu and YouTube bloggers are now more commonly leveraging sponsored content over direct advertisements. So it actually kind of makes it easier as business owners to not have to keep coming up with new marketing content because that's a full-time job, right? It can be really hard. But versus you putting out a stereotypical 30-second, 15-second ad, a lot of people are now going out and just sponsoring web series, sponsoring TV shows. I saw Reese's is sponsoring a show on Hulu, for example. Maybe that's a show on the radio. Just getting your name out there whenever the name of the show is spoken, sponsored by your business. You know, it's a good way to stay on top of that. So that's another angle where you can leverage someone's reach and someone's audience on social media without necessarily having to dedicate a whole marketing team to pumping out social media content. But the reason it's important to stay out there when it comes to social media is because it's just so impactful. When you're intentional about the messaging that you put in your marketing and making creative decisions to speak to your target audience experiences, desires, frustrations, and the solution that only you have that they've been waiting for, social media is giving you that opportunity to put it out there and engage directly with the people in your audience that are interested in that topic. Because more and more people are using social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform you're thinking of, they're keeping a lot of information about us, right? I mean, when you sign up to create a profile, a lot of times they're asking, when's your birthday? All these seemingly innocent questions, but they're boiling that down into a lot of data that they can use to sell to people like us that want to know, okay, I have a target audience of 18 to 25. I want to speak just to them. I want to speak just to people that own homes. I want to speak just to people that are married. They know so much about us. And while it might be a little creepy, but we can really use that to be impactful and engaging with our audience and use paid advertisements to speak directly to the people that we want to talk to and the people we know like our stuff. And maybe you're still figuring out what your niche is because you're new to social media. Well, the data and analytics on these platforms will also help you figure that out. They'll tell you exactly who's engaging with your content naturally, organically, without any paid advertisements, what their ages are, what their genders are, where they're located geographically. So when you'd like to go about creating those new campaigns to target those people, you can do so with some informed decisions.
And that's a great point that you mentioned regarding the target audience, because I've just really learned about that when I started doing these Facebook Live broadcasts. And when I sponsor an ad, basically, I like that I can narrow it down from, say, the whole country to a specific audience, a specific group of individuals, for instance, like individuals in the event industry in between 18 and 50 years old. So that really narrows my focus down a little bit, because what I'm doing isn't for everybody, but I would like to be able to spend my time, my money wisely, and like you said, just leverage those analytics to just better serve my audience and better push my brand. So that's definitely some great information as well. And what are some of your products and services that Black Market Media can offer to the viewers or anyone that's interested in utilizing your business to better their brand?
For sure. Well, like I said, while we previously focused on offering a suite of the latest digital marketing strategies, that experience helped us figure out exactly where the currents and trends are going next. So we can refocus that energy and retarget it now to narrowing down our own efforts and maximizing success for the brands that we serve through powerful video marketing. So what's great about videos is it's every social media's algorithm's favorite thing to promote and push out to viewers. The thing about social media is not every platform naturally or organically shows content as it was published by someone like you and me. On certain platforms like Instagram or Facebook, there's actually a hierarchy of how they arrange things on a user's feed. So for whatever reason, every single social media platform really loves videos, and the people watching them really love them too. That's why there's social media platforms out there purely designed for videos in the first place, like something like YouTube, or even nowadays, Instagram pages are looking increasingly more like just video pages. So the thing about professional video editing is that it can be really time consuming, costly, and confusing. Not every business knows exactly what they want to even say in a video, but our mission as a company is to level the playing field of the world of video marketing, just as social media did, for providing mass advertising opportunities to businesses. One way we do so is by partnering businesses with media broadcasters that either highlight entrepreneurship to their audience anyways, or have large followings perfect for a series sponsorship. Using our team to help produce eye-catching logo stingers, custom intros and outros, product and service overviews, or even business introductions are all powerful tools that can be used in every department of your company, not just marketing. videos are entertaining not only for the consumer, but also for staff education or business to business pitches. So we are also in the process of launching our new merchandising department that will allow companies to create branded products that are perfect for e-commerce products, to offer as lead magnets for consumers finding you online and following that little trail of social media breadcrumbs that you're leaving about, or even just small things like ordering business cards or pens, anything you might need to have around the office. So our goal basically is to give you a lot of different powerful marketing tools as far as the content or actual physical merchandise that can take you to the next level.
Awesome. And all of that you said just sounds like a mouthful to me, because that's
No, I understand. I understand.
that is not my strong suit. So that's kind of where I get a little nervous at. So I'm sure I'm not the only one that struggles with social media, marketing, branding, even the video editing that you mentioned. I'm just now learning how to edit, but like you said, it does take a lot. It takes a lot of time to actually dedicate to getting that product perfect. But with everything else you mentioned, like I said, for a business owner, that's very overwhelming. I really don't have time to do all that. It'd be great if I did. So why is it important to have someone to help you manage, say, like your social media or your marketing campaigns as well? Why is that important to a business owner?
I mean, here's the way I like to think about it. As a business owner, you want to be focused on scaling your business and bringing in more revenue, right? Although things like marketing and social media can be really powerful tools to help you accomplish that goal of getting more leads and generating more business, would you rather be working on work that ultimately only makes you, let's say, $10 an hour work? How much would you be willing to spend on a social media marketer or someone designing your videos? I don't know, let's say $15 an hour. Okay, if you're doing work that really only earns you $15 an hour, how are you going to scale a business off of that as if that's not your focus, right? But if you're working on your business instead of for your business, then that's going to require some delegation. So that's why it's so important to hire anyone in your company, but most importantly right now, a social media manager. The beautiful thing about social media marketing is that it can be completely free, and it can also be far from little time spent on it. So while it's free, there's a lot of work that goes into making it intentional, making it consistent. There's so much work that goes in designing, creating, and providing that consistent content. And then, of course, there's the data and analytics behind it that you want to use to make sure the marketing moving forward is revenue generating, and that the business decisions you're making to put extra energy and time into your marketing are actually worthwhile for you and your bottom line, the money you're trying to make. So a social media manager is a key player to ensure your content is intentional and gives your users something to engage with. This is why having a social media manager who's well-versed in digital marketing comes into play. Social media is only one part of a well-oiled marketing machine. So a social media manager must either be aware of, or if not even also managing your digital marketing campaigns, just to keep track of how your social media is doing success-wise and driving business, and ensuring the proper online channels are there for new leads to see once they move past content on your social media page. And
Awesome.
that's a full-time job just for one person. So I can't imagine you trying to do that and run a business.
And it's crazy because at one point I was trying, but really not to that extent. Anybody that knows me, and I mentioned it on here before, that I just didn't have the time to dedicate to social media. So me not having the time led to me not posting intentional content, as you mentioned, and really not thinking about or researching what exactly I am posting, and really understanding what social media is, what it does, and what it means to have good content. So for me, that has been my struggle when it comes to my business and advertising. But I mean, like you said, I'm busy trying to run a business, and I know I'm not the only one that has this struggle when it comes to business. And have you had any challenges yourself when you first kind of got into media and marketing with social media?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, just that scaling and delegation is an area that I personally struggled with when it came to social media, and figuring out long term, where is this all headed? Like, how can I actually monetize the social media posts that I'm putting out there? At first, it was just having fun, and you see people out there that will make a really funny video that gets thousands of views, it goes viral. all of that attention is amazing, but how much money did they make off of that video before its 15 minutes of fame ran out? Monetizing social media is the main goal for any business, and doing so means appealing to social media's users, their need for very targeted, concise, and appealing messaging that catches their attention and then guides them towards seeking more information on the topic. So with the proper topic-specific landing pages that can deeply inform and convince your social media users of your solution's value and your business expertise, you could soon convert them from a stranger to a customer by leaving the proper breadcrumbs and options out there for them to act on. So initially I saw limited success on social media because I hadn't personally figured out how to convert strangers into customers. But now that I realize I need to give them something worthwhile to do, something to act on, my conversion rates have skyrocketed.
And that basically answered my next question as far as the engagement. Why is that engagement so important? Because like you said, it really leaves the breadcrumbs for people to click a button or call. So
Right.
at the end of the day, for a business, that's what you want. Of course, likes are great, but you physically want them to be able to click a button, because that button might lead them to actually hiring your business for another purpose. And so engagement for me, that's another thing I'm really learning now. What is engagement and why should people engage with your page? I really thought that people just needed to see it.
Right.
But
Right.
after talking to you, you was like, no, we need to get people to physically act on something. Where
Yeah.
are they commenting on something?
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, then it's just another random post. But you really want to hear what people have to say and really offer them something that they can really think on or act on. So that's something that I've learned from you, just from talking to you as well too. So yeah, that basically answered my next question. Thank you for that insight.
Oh,
And
yeah. Appreciate it.
and basically for businesses and going forward, and right now we're kind of in a transition stage, kind of coming out of the quarantine. There are some businesses that are still closed. There's some that's deciding whether or not they want to open, and there's some that's unfortunately closed permanently. And for me and my platform, I've really just been trying to kind of help people with this transition period back into our new normal. And how can businesses continue to stay engaged and continue to connect with their customers through media and branding and even social media as we start to progress to our new normal?
I mean, excellent question. I know a lot of businesses that are used to doing a lot of in-person solutions and services or selling products in person. It's been tough to transition, and right now is just a great time to brainstorm on what can you offer people while they're at home. One thing, just to keep people entertained and not necessarily hard sell them on anything, but rather just to show your expertise, your experience, your skill, is to highlight everything you've done in the past. Make as much content out of all the old videos. If you maybe like writing long text posts on your personal Facebook just about what a long day you had or what a successful day you had with whatever was going on at your business, you can turn that, or even some tips you shared, to other people, maybe via email or on Facebook, however you put it out there. You could turn all of that into a transcription for a video. That could all be things that you say within a video. It could even be converted into blog posts if you want to divide it up into subtopics. Old photos can be used to reminisce on a fan favorite moment or highlight something new that you have coming to the table. That will be just as exciting. So don't be scared to brainstorm ways to offer online solutions to your customers. Products can always be sold online. You could transition into an e-commerce store, and you can also, if you're used to offering services in person, try and consider how that same information or work can be communicated online. Maybe it's time to start offering training in your field to help others set up a business of their own so that it's ready to start making money and go up by the time the quarantine is fully lifted. And also just focus on the community that you've built in person and its essence. Can that same energy be offered online in an alternative form? For example, you're an event center. I previously worked with an event center that was trying to figure out how to transition, and we quickly realized, why not just host webinars where we're talking about the same stuff? Now everyone can do it from the convenience of their own home versus all driving to see us. And once you have, let's say you've recorded a 10-part series of webinars, and you're on part 5 when the quarantine's lifted and you're ready to go back to normal life. If you have all of that stuff online ready to go, just waiting to be published, you can still have it up and running and making money off of that. Or even if it's a free webinar, getting people engaged and watching it while your business is up and running again. So really it just all comes down to learning about your consumer, maybe even getting some testimonials from past clients and having them write reviews on your business profiles, having them send in homemade videos where they're giving you a spoken testimonial, sending out some surveys to learn more about their experience with you, and turning all of that into social media content that you can use to keep pumping stuff out, and maybe even having some stuff in the back stock for when businesses return to you as usual. But the most important thing is, regardless of what you're putting out there, is again, having that thing for them to act on. Yes, likes are great, comments are great, views are great, but what are they actually doing now that they saw that piece of information? You were highlighting a great wedding that you had a few months ago. Maybe now you're offering a sale on wedding packages if they reserve early. Give them that call to action to actually move on to the next step, and have that landing page ready on your website, or maybe it's its own solo site ready to go. So they can go there, get more information, see those testimonials that you've been putting together, just package it all up into a nice, pretty outline for them to get everything they need to know about that specific product or service. Because now that they're interested from seeing your social media posts, they just might go head over and look at it, and that could be your next client.
Awesome. And not only that, but how do we stay engaged? And I know for me, this is going to be the challenge, and I'm very engaged right now, because I have the time, but how do we stay engaged once business returns to normal? And I think one of the great ways that you mentioned before was having someone to manage that. But what are some of the other ways that a business owner can stay engaged and not be overwhelmed with trying to run their business and still, just post and find content for social media?
Right. I mean, excellent question. Like I said, marketing is a full-time job, and that's why we hire people to do it. So that would be my first recommendation. If you're large enough to have a marketing team, or maybe even just a marketing specialist, if not, maybe just hire a freelancer to complete one sort of package for you. But basically, their focus should be incorporating social media, if not focusing on it, into their marketing routine and marketing plan it immediately. Plan for advertising your current focus and what you will launch once everything is back to normal. Maybe your current focus is getting some of those digital solutions together. But all of your marketing content and your social media content should really be designed intentionally to get them to act on something that's going to make you money, even if that's just establishing a rapport by posting something out there that's entertaining and also educational, giving them some life tips that relate to your core business function. If that's promoting something that you've done well in the past, if it's promoting a fun past memory, it should all be towards some common goal of, but this is what I want them to have in the back of mind. Here's what I do, here's why I do it well, and here's why you should work with me. If you don't have anyone helping you with marketing, you could always find someone to start helping in some aspect now. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone running all of your marketing for you, but you could keep your costs down by just having someone design some content for you. And you by yourself could either hire someone to make a marketing plan for you, and that's all they do, and then you find another freelancer to make the content that's in that plan. But either way, you need to have in mind exactly what your goal is to advertise. What products are you trying to sell? What's your brand that you're trying to sell? Who are you as a company? Why should they trust you? Why should they believe in you? Why should they work with you? All that kind of stuff. You want them to know you like your family and your friends know you. So just keep that in the back of your mind when you're designing all this marketing content. And places to get some help like that would be Fiverr. There's a website called Upwork. Those are both great places to find some freelancers that can do those types of jobs in very narrow focus, like I just need a plan, I just need a graphic design, I need 30 days of social media posts, things of that nature. They're out there to do it very affordably for you. And it's also a great time for you to focus on that business process that you were mentioning earlier. Now's a great time to invest in tools like Hootsuite or Buffer, which are both social media automation tools. So you can use those once you get a freelancer that gives you 50 media posts. You're like, okay, great, what do I do with them? I know in a couple weeks, let's say that everything's good to go and quarantine's lifted, I'm not going to have time to post a picture every day. I'm just not going to be thinking about it. I'm running my business. That's totally okay. For anywhere between, I want to say 20 to 60 bucks a month. You could have that social media automation tool posting every day for you at every time you think is best. And then you're just on the back end checking to see which times people are engaging with your content the most. There's also tools like Streak and MailChimp that can help you build a CRM database of anyone that's engaging with you. Let's say they found your post on social media. They went to the website in your bio link that you encourage them to click. That page is on one specific product or service, and you have a little opt-in form that's like, if you want to get the latest updates on, let's say you want them to subscribe to your blog post so they can get great life tips, or they want the latest sales and updates and discounts on your products and services. You get them to opt into that form, you get them in your CRM database. Now you have automated emails going to them every week or however often makes the most sense, to just update them on what's happening lately. So basically, whether you get a team of people to help you out with that, or you just get one-off help and then also invest into some digital tools that can automate the process of following up with people for you and capturing that information. Now it's just a great time to figure out all those systems, build them up, and get a plan in place so you're not scrambling to do that while also going to business as usual once the quarantine gets lifted.
Awesome. And what are some ways that viewers can get in contact with you to inquire more about your services and your business?
Yeah, I would love for anyone who's interested in learning more about media and some revolutionary ways that we can get your name in front of audiences that are just happy to be there engaging with some powerful content. You could always reach out to me on my website, Black Market Media. That's spelled BLKMKT media.com. And I have a get in touch button on the homepage. Feel free to reach out to me on that contact form. It comes right to my inbox. You can also find my social media pages linked on my website, and I'll be posting the latest updates on what we've been up to, new media opportunities, behind the scene looks, and to how content production happens on all of my social media platforms, just to keep you up to date.
Awesome, Brianna. I can't thank you enough for just sharing your information with us, sharing your business with us, sharing your knowledge and experience and all that stuff with us. I know for me, it has definitely been helpful because I have enjoyed just learning more about social media, and also just talking to you as well as getting some great tips on how I can improve my brand and how can I continue to market my business through media and different platforms. So I have really enjoyed you, and I hope this definitely helps someone today. And next week, we are going to continue this talk on how we're transitioning back to our new normal. I will have CG Townsend on with Balance and Not Busy, and she's going to talk to us again about an area that I know a lot of us struggle with. I personally do. Right now, I'm very balanced because business is pretty much closed. But once things open back up, my life is very hectic. But I am really looking forward to talking to her to definitely see how I can continue to be balanced and not busy. And for me, one of those strategies will be hiring someone to assist me with my branding and social media. And I just want to thank all the viewers, as always, for tuning in. I really hope you all have a great day and a great week. Be sure to like us, follow us on all our social media platforms as well. If you are interested, as always, as being a special guest or interested in a specific topic that you would like us to talk about, please reach out to me at Elegant Occasions Event Center on Facebook. On Instagram, we're at My Elegant Venue or Ground Zero Biz. So feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to have you on our show or talk about your topic. So thank you again. This is Mia Nicole, owner of Elegant Occasions Event Center and founder of Ground Zero Business Group. Thank you for joining us, and have a great day.